Hi, it's Shane McLeod here from Remax Gold in Gladstone. If you've been on my YouTube channel or had a look at some of the videos on my Facebook page, you've probably seen some of the banter series around different topics within real estate that are informational for buyers, sellers, and the like, and my views there on them. So you would have come across one around the benefits of getting a pre-sale building and pest inspection done on your property with it. So I won't go back into that. It's obviously for sellers, but today I'm going to be talking to buyers around getting a copy of those pre-sale building and pest inspections given to you when you're looking at homes. So for my properties, my sellers generally have one of those done beforehand, and there may or may not be things rectified out of those. But the point of giving them to you as a buyer is to give you a lot more information around making the decision on that property, and of course for transparency. I've always been a big believer in some good solid transparency around the transaction. I love these new seller disclosure statement laws, law legislation that's just come in. Building and pest inspections don't fall under that, but I believe it's something very beneficial to all parties in the purchase and sale of a home. So as a buyer, if you're given a building and pest inspection, uh, generally I find a lot of the first reaction around them is, oh my God, look at all the things that are wrong with this property, particularly with first home buyers or first time investors. Um, you're given a report that is basically designed to show you what's wrong with the property. So that's all you're reading, and that can be a bit of a shock because you're seeing page after page of bits and pieces that are wrong for the property in varying degrees, from preventative maintenance options to minor defects and occasionally those major defects as well. So I've seen more than a lot, more than two hands full. A lot of people, let's say, when they get those reports, they have a look through it and go, "Oh my God, we're not interested in this property. There's too much wrong with it," without really understanding what's in the report. So I've always sort of said to people before they get them, and this isn't legal advice, so don't come back at me with any of that. This is just a general point of view thing from my side of things. And some people say they are, say, a bloody real estate agent, yeah, that they'll tell you anything. But believe me, I don't want deals going belly up. I don't want people coming back at me later on saying I did the wrong thing by them. I would hope, after being in the business for 23 odd years, that's not the case anyway. Um, but when you're given these reports and you're going through them, have a proper read through it. Most of these reports, or actually all of these reports now, the inspectors will classify the defects as something along the lines of a preventative maintenance measure, a minor defect, or a major defect. They're generally the main three that you're looking at there. So if they're a preventative maintenance measure, that's something that you need to be keeping an eye on, that's something that needs to be attended to regularly. An example of that might be the caulking around wet areas, that needs to be kept an eye on. It might be in various stages of, decay, when the report's been done, and they're just saying, hey, keep an eye on that. It's something that might have to be looked at down the track. Um, Minor defect items, leaky tap or something along those lines, a door that might be sticking a little bit, things like that just need a little bit of adjusting, or a quick fix. These are generally items, those first two, that I get a lot of people coming and say, we want all these things fixed. Meanwhile, they're buying, a 20-year-old home and expecting to get everything brand new in it. If you want a brand new home, go and build a brand new home. I can just about guarantee you a building inspection done on those is going to pick something up in there too. I've never seen a building and pest inspection come back squeaky clean with nothing on it in my whole career. So it doesn't happen. Um, But those preventative maintenance items, minor defects, are generally just that. They're minor things that you can get done along the way. Major defects, different story. If we're talking, roofs needing replacing, a whole house restumping. I guess from the seller's point of view and an agent's point of view, when we've had these things done prior to going to market, it lets us take those things into account prior to bringing it to market too, be that the seller can either attend to some of those items if it's in the scope of getting it done for them, or it absolutely has to be done, or they can price the property accordingly. So if you're buying a house with a building and pest inspection in place, generally all those things have been taken into account when it's been brought to market. So if you're looking through those reports and thinking, I don't want to touch this house, look at the page after page of items that's come up on it. More often than not, it's really not as bad as you think. The inspectors will not give you a report and say, this is a lovely home, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. You should definitely consider it. The items in there really aren't that big of a deal, and I think it would be your money well spent. They just don't write that. The reports are generally based around insurance companies making sure it's all about liability. So every little thing, and a lot of sellers look at these things too, and I see eye rolls there. What are they bringing that? It's so minor. From an inspector's point of view, they're required to show those things. They have public liability, so people can't come back on them as well and tell them, hey, you didn't tell me about this, and suing them and those sorts of bits and pieces. So that's why they're like that. If you're a buyer and you've been given a building and or pest report, then have a good read through it. If you've got questions, talk to an inspector about it. Ask the agent first. We're not qualified inspectors, electricians, plumbers, those sorts of things. So just be aware we can't give you any of that advice. But generally, I know I do, I'll always have a chat to the inspector when these things have been done so they can give me their take on it. And I'm always happy to pass that on. In fact, if you ever look at my walkthrough videos, they're generally done after a building and pest inspection's done. And if there's items I'm aware of in there, I'll flag them up in those walkthrough videos as well. Again, it's all about that transparency. So don't freak out, I guess, is my first bit of advice when you get them. You're never going to get a report that is squeaky clean. Bit of common sense around it too. If you're buying a 10, even a 5-year-old home, you're going to get knocks, scrapes, bumps, bits and pieces that turn up in them. But, you're buying a 10, 20, 30, 50-year-old home, it's going to come with items that are consistent with the age of the home. So make sure you're taking those things into account. Anyhow, if you've got any questions around that I might be able to answer for you, my number is 041 333 or 1945. Happy to answer them for you. Cheers.
Sold for the max. Shane McLeod at Remax Gold.